I don't even know. This show's going to be bananas. Okay, everybody, welcome. It is the Sarah Fraser Show, aka formerly the Hey Frase Podcast. Everybody, oh my God. It is Monday morning. There is so much tea over the weekend that we have to talk about. But first, I do want to update you. Major updates per usual. If you are just joining the podcast, we are in transition. If you haven't heard this, you might be wondering where my girl Andrea is, who I love. But Andrea and I have been talking about this for a long time, where we wanted to kind of both work on our separate careers too. You know, my girl is taken off as an impressionist. So she's going to be on the show every single Wednesday. That's why you don't see her today. She'll be joining the show every Wednesday. And then, of course, all the fabulous guests that I'm used to having, they will be on. But Mondays, I feel like it's just you and me. And I want to get to the point that you, the audience, gets to join the show. You can join it live using the chat right now. Hi, Erica. Because I'm live on Twitch, I'm live on Twitter, I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook. Just search The Sarah Fraser Show. But if you want to be a part of the show, meaning any of the pop culture topics that I talk about or my personal topics, you can email anytime thesarahfrasershow@gmail.com. We'll send you a StreamYard link because I broadcast via StreamYard. And then boom, you can join the show and weigh in because I want to hear your thoughts on everything happening pop culture. Have you all read the disturbing details about Cheers' Jerry Harris arrest and admitting his child pedophilia stuff? I am blowneth. I am shooketh. I can't even, we'll get into it. And you guys, guess how much money he paid a 16-year-old to send him videos? I have the entire scoop. I also have some juicy scoop on Welcome to Plathville. You guys know I was obsessed with this show. If you're not familiar, it was on TLC. I'm going to say maybe 5-6 months ago, the season ended. And it's about a family that raised their kids no technology. These kids didn't even know who LeBron James was. I mean, are we living under a total rock? They had no idea who LeBron James is. If you have not watched Welcome to Plathville, treat yourself. Get on to TLC On Demand and watch. The kids never even had a Coke before. And then the one guy, Ethan Plath, who's like the older brother, ends up marrying Olivia Plath, who's like a sweetheart, but they think that she's a rebel, the parents. She introduces him to beer and Coca-Cola. It's like revolutionary. Anyway, I got some good scoop on them, okay? So we'll get to that. But anyway, back to my point. So the show is in transition. Used to be called the Hey Frase Show. It's now the Sarah Fraser Show. Thank you for joining. If you're on Facebook, share, start a watch party. If you're on Twitch, give me a follow. Same on YouTube. And you can share the show anywhere it's out. Why did I change the name? Because nobody new that comes to the show can say Hey Frase, all right? They say Hey Fraz, Hey Fraz, Hey Fraze. It's not a fucking rose, all right? It's Hey Frase. People used to call me Hey Frase back in the day on Hot 99.5. But the truth is, now I think I've moved on. I've graduated from that. I've gotten a whole new audience, and people have no idea what Hey Fraz means, okay? So now it's the Sarah Fraser Show. And yes, my girl, Andrea Lopez, will remain on the show. She'll be here every Wednesday. And in the meantime, you can see she now has close to 500,000 followers on her TikTok, doing fabulous impressions like Paris Hilton and so many more. So she is working on her stuff, but she will always be a part of the show, so you can catch her every single Wednesday. I want to thank our sponsors, and then I want to get into a little EMMYS recap, see what you guys think about that. Jerry Harris from Cheer. I'm beyond disturbed about that. And then I did watch the Paris Hilton documentary over the weekend. If you guys did, I want to know all your thoughts. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Mitchell. Mitch Hanley, my cousin, is on. Erica, Sarah, you're great. And Gilly, thank you so much for joining. Share the show, and soon you can comment. You guys know the best way to support this show is to frequent our sponsors. ActOnAddictionNow.org is the website. I love partnering with them through Innova Health because addiction is so prevalent, not only when we're in a pandemic, but all the time. You guys know I love telling this story. My brother has been on the podcast a couple times over the years too. He is 9 years sober, and now he has his Comfy Dome business in Maine where people can go and sleep under the stars. It's amazing. But anyway, I know the gift of sobriety. So if you know somebody in your life that is struggling with substance use disorder, or maybe yourself, maybe you're wondering if you have an issue, maybe a parent, ActOnAddictionNow.org is a free website that is available to anybody. And the entire month of September, they are offering free Zoom courses where essentially they can help you if you have a substance use disorder, if you're a family member and you want to know how to deal deal with someone, maybe it's a coworker that you love and adore and they're struggling. Go to actonaddictionnow.org, check out their free resources and take advantage of it. But now more than ever, because of the pandemic, so many people are struggling with substance abuse. Also, Finding Your Good podcast partnered up with Goodwill. I love Goodwill of Greater DC. I get to host actually their podcast for a second season. It's called Finding Your Good. And it's great because it's where sustainability and fashion meet. And they have amazing guests. They have like amazing kind of behind the scenes of Goodwill of how you can score Chanel bags, Louis Vuitton outfits. All these unbelievable things that people turn into Goodwill can be yours if you know how to find them. Finding Your Good is a great podcast. Season 2 is available now on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere podcasts are out. I get to host, but it's really fun because I just get to interact with all these cool guests across the country and some very local in DC. So check out their podcast, Finding Your Good, and let me know. The episodes are like 15 minutes long, all about sustainability, high fashion. And here's my thing. I don't know about you guys, but when I go to Goodwill, like I don't know how to pick out anything good. I not because they don't have good stuff, but like I don't have an eye. But they actually show you the best days. They tell you the best days to go, when you can find amazing things, their price deals. They're really cool. So anyway, now I'm becoming a sustainability gal, you know. I never was, but now I'm into it. Lastly, Saucy. We know that all of you guys love to drink. Saucy.com is a free app and a website where you can order alcohol and have it delivered to your door. Imagine that. Love it. Saucy, you can use code HeyFrase, all one word, HeyFrase, for $10 off your first order. So if you want to order spiked seltzers, if you want to have Trulies, wine, mixers, lemons, limes, everything to your door within 30 minutes. But also, P.S., you have to be 21. So sorry, but you have to actually be 21. They'll check your ID when you get there. I know what you guys are thinking because some people under the age of 21 listen to the show. Hopefully not too many. I don't need any of that, okay? I don't need that smoke. All right, hopefully you're over 21 if you're listening to this, because you know I'm always talking about sex. So Saucy, major cities all across the country, New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., all of my D.C. fans, check out Saucy. The app is totally free for you to download, and then use code HeyFrase for $10 off. So boom, that's the best way to support the show, is always to support our sponsors. Okay, let's start with the Emmys last night. I know, does anybody watch the Emmys that's in the comments and in the chat right now? Because I want to know what you thought. Everybody says that they don't watch award shows, but I know y'all do. All right. I do. I'm obsessed with Jimmy Kimmel. I thought Jimmy was phenomenal. I thought Jimmy can make shit out of, like, he can make comedy out of any shit. Really. I mean, the poor guy had a fire extinguisher, a trash can, and Jennifer Aniston. That was it. And he still managed to have good comedy. I still was entertained. Jimmy Kimmel was the only guy he's so phenomenal and he's so relaxed. How do you be that relaxed while hosting an award show? I'd be shitting my pants. Here were all the nominees, by the way. They're all at home. Everybody. Tracy Ellis Ross was there. I mean, not physically there. Well, she actually was. Sorry, she was. But everybody else at home. Everybody from Schitt's Creek. They had a party up in Canada. Steve says no, he wasn't watching. Erica says yes. Sarah says yes. I missed it because AI was, I think this is your significant other, was watching football. I got to tell you, I switched between football and the Emmys. Here's all you need to know about the Emmys. Schitt's Creek, Runaway. They won like every single Emmy. I know. Yeah. I missed it because, yes, I know, because of Schitt's Creek. They won everything. That's all you need to know. And I have to say, I watched that comedy. I'm only like season 2 in. I need to watch the rest of it because I like it, but I'm not addicted. However, the rest of America is. Everybody else is totally into it. Zendaya, she won for Best Actress, which was really big for Utopia. Euphoria. I don't know about you, but I watched Euphoria for, I'm going to say, a couple of episodes, and I found this to be so fucking disturbing. Like these kids, like, is that what teenagers are really like? These kids are like doing heroin, selling heroin, and then having like threesomes. I was just like, I hope the hell this isn't what my 15-year-old niece is doing. Anyway, she won for Best Actress. She's cute as can be. She's amazing. I believe the second youngest person ever to win an Emmy. So she was awesome last night. That was sort of the big thing. And then it was just all Schitt's Creek. She's cute as a button. Anyway, Jimmy Kimmel, that was all. I switched between football. You guys know I'm a huge Patriots fan, and now I'm a huge Cam Newton fan. I'm really into him. Sarah says, Sarah, it was so good. It's even better the further along you get. Okay, you're talking about Schitt's Creek, and my husband says the same thing. I need to get into Schitt's Creek. I'm only on season 2, and I've got to tell you, I like it, but I'm not like, oh, I'm not hanging on to every episode. However, you know, maybe I have shitty taste in television because I live for every Housewives episode, and they do the same shit over and over. You know, so maybe I need to get better taste in television. I guess I do. And Sarah, you're a Pats fan. Yes, I know. I'm a Pats fan too. I was flipping between that, the Patriots, and the 90 Day Fiance. You guys, Larissa, recovering from that plastic surgery. I don't know. I'm addicted to 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After is some of the greatest television. Colty and Deb, like, how can you not be addicted to that? That to me is almost as entertaining as Schitt's Creek. Have they won an Emmy? How come they haven't? How come they have not? Anyway, that was it for the Emmys last night. Again, I feel like you could stick Jimmy Kimmel in a room with 2 dogs farting and it would be hilarious. Like, that's all he needs. He's so good. He and Ricky Gervais are like my favorite hosts on television ever. Okay, I want to hit some other things, and then you guys know I've just moved to the suburbs, and my life in the suburbs it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to embrace it, but I'm not sure if I'm really meant for the suburbs. I really don't. Jerry Harris from Cheer. You guys, okay, if you have small ears around, this story is so goddamn disturbing. Okay, you thought watching Cuties was disturbing? This is real life Cuties. It is Jerry Harris, the adorable breakout star from Cheer, the guy who would stand outside of Navarro Cheer and cheer people on to become the best, like, cheerleaders, right? Was not only admitted to the FBI, apparently, because, you know, he was arrested on Thursday, not only admitted to them that he sent images and requested videos from those 2 underage twins, but then he did it to 15 or 16 other kids. Then he paid $2,000 for a 16-year-old to send him a video. How can someone deceive you like this? Is anyone else like so upset? How can somebody deceive you to this point? Because I loved him on that show. And he seemed like so pure. This is how I know that I can't trust any of my fucking instincts. If I met him, I would have thought he was the kindest, sweetest thing. Guys, turns out he was soliciting images from underage kids before Netflix even started filming Cheer. They have him on tape admitting that he did all this, starting in 2018 and 2019. 16 victims, they're saying. What? He's 21 years old, by the way, now. God, I have such shitty. I loved Ladarius too. Oh my God. I have terrible judging character. I would have thought he was so sweet. I would have trusted him with anything. Small birds, whatever. Meanwhile, this sick fuck, he's admitted to it all. I don't know what's going to happen. His neighbors said absolutely. They arrested him in Illinois. And this is a statement, by the way, by Monica. Remember Monica, the cheer mom? Here she is, Monica. She's, by the way, on Dancing with the Stars right now, which I refuse to watch. She says she's absolutely, my heart is shattered into a million pieces. I'm devastated by this shocking, unexpected news. Our children must be protected from abuse and exploitation. I'm praying hard for the victims and everyone affected. Please respect our privacy as our family mourns during this heartbreaking time. I mean, Monica, I'm blown away too. I just can't believe it. But, you know, I was talking to my producer, Alyssa, who you're going to get to know and see more of. And Alyssa, you can jump in. But I think what's so disturbing too about this is, you know, he had such a terrible upbringing. And I was asking you, and maybe anybody in the chats, the comments can tell us this. You know, Jerry's mom, you find out when you watch the Cheer documentary, which is out on Netflix now. His mom passes away when he's like 14, 15 years old, right? He's like a precious little baby, you know, so influential at that time in your life. And then did anyone ever hear what happened to his dad? Like, is his dad around? Is his dad in the picture? Is that part I don't know. Alyssa, I'm bringing you on. Did you?
Hey.
Hi. You didn't watch Cheer, right? Or did you?
No,
or you
I
did?
And I'm trying to remember. It's been so long. What did you say? It was back in like January.
So, Cheer came out in January. in January. So it came out in January, but I can't remember. You don't remember either then on the documentary, if in fact.
I'm trying to Google right now what it was. I can't even remember. Does anyone else remember what that storyline was?
No, nobody's saying because they really focused on the mom. Yeah. So
no.
Sarah's saying it's not uncommon to have someone who has experienced trauma as a child develop deviant behavior. Damn, I don't know. I feel grateful because I lost my dad when, my brother and I were like in middle school. And I'm grateful that we had support, like to not go that way. Cause it is like super traumatic, 100%.
Right.
But anyhow, that story. Also over the weekend, thank you, Alyssa. Also over the weekend, AJ and I were actually live. We were doing a live reviewing Paris Hilton's documentary. And then all these breaking news alerts that Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away. I'm sure like all of you, such a pioneer, so legendary for women, everything that she did. And the thing that, by the way, and you guys know I'm obsessed with documentaries. You have to watch The Life of RBG, which I think is out now totally free, either on Netflix or Hulu, whichever one you get. I gotta say, I was hoping she would live till the election, but I'm not surprised. She had 6 battles with cancer. This last one, pancreatic. So, you knew it was coming. 87 years old, but what an incredible life. And I know, and everybody talks about, she's done so much for women. She's fought so hard for women's rights, sexual harassment, Roe versus Wade, so many things that she did on the Supreme Court, right? One of the things, though, that I think is really significant, and you find this out in the documentary, and I like if people ask me any advice at all about relationships, and this is, honest to God, this is why I ended up marrying Schman. You need to find a partner that supports you 110%. And that's one of the tipping points for me that I ended up marrying Schman. Schman believed in my business at times more than I did. Martin Ginsburg, one of the most fascinating parts of her documentary is this is like back in the 60s and 70s when partners didn't do this. Her husband is the one convinced her to go to Harvard Law. He gets cancer, by the way, while they're in law school. She takes care of him, has a baby, gets a law degree, all when like women didn't do that. Then he's the one that convinces her, go out, practice, be a mom. And then he's the one that lobbies President Bill Clinton at the time. He rounds up all his contacts, everybody he knows, to get her an interview with President Clinton to be on the Supreme Court. Can you imagine your significant other like lobbying you for you like this? It was one of the best parts of the documentary. So he's the one that convinces President Clinton to have a meeting with her. Clinton meets her, falls in love with her. Well, of course, it's Clinton. So, I mean, any woman with a vagina he's in love with, right? So they end up clicking immediately. And of course, she's like a brain anyhow. She's an amazing human being. So then he becomes almost like, again, this is like 80s, 90s when men didn't do this. He becomes almost a backseat. He would even show up to her law office here in DC, bring her home at night because she didn't want to come home at night because she was reading the law. He'd be like, Ruth, you have to come home, have dinner with your kids. She has 2 kids. I think something like 4 grandchildren and 1 great grandchild when she passed away. He'd go to her office and get her. He was the only one that could lure her back. And then she'd have dinner and then she'd stay up all night and read other like law things. Can you imagine? I tell people, get a partner that lobbies for you that hard. Do you want to know how relationships work? Schman would do almost that, like, I think almost that. Schman enjoys his own time though. So I'm not sure he would come to my office and get me for dinner. I think he'd enjoy his own like alone time so he could watch television. Anyway, I just loved the documentary. I love these two. They were married for 40 something years before he passed away. He died 10 years ago. Will says that's what you're supposed to do as a partner, assuming the other partner has the drive and determination. Will, I need to be a better partner though. I think would I do that for Schman as hard as he goes for me? I think more women need a partner like this. This guy was totally fine sacrificing his entire career so she could get what she wanted. I just love it. I love it. Sarah says it wasn't just women's rights. She helped make same-sex marriage legal. Yeah, she did. Absolutely. Look, I mean, I'm sure everybody has tons of thoughts, by the way, about what's going to happen. So far the Republicans, President Trump says he's going to push through a candidate. I don't know. Y'all, I mean, I'll leave you guys to talk about that in the chat. I do think they should wait until the election, but they're not going to. So I don't know what happens from there. Okay, speaking of, I want to talk Paris Hilton documentary. I also want to talk my life in the suburbs. I'll talk my life in the suburbs first, because I think you guys are going to be able to relate to this. And then I will talk to you about Paris Hilton documentary. So I moved out here with Schman to be supportive of, actually, you know what, Will, I take it back. I am a supportive spouse. I have moved out to Leesburg in order to support my husband, because we live like so close to his work now. Okay, you know what, Will, I'm a great wife as well. You know what I mean? I make sacrifices. Okay. All right. You're right. So I now am out in the suburbs. Mind you, for the past 14 years, I've lived in the city. I used to live on Massachusetts Avenue in DC. Okay. The heart of everything. All right. I was like in the center. I looked down, all the stuff was happening. Someone was taking shit on the side of the road. They were selling crack, whatever. It was the best days of my life. Really. I'd go out and party. I'd come back. All of my door people knew me. It was a blast, right? Did whatever I wanted. So then I moved to Arlington, which a lot of you guys say Arlington, Virginia is a suburb. Are you kidding? It's a stone's throw from Georgetown. It's not, it's like another neighborhood of DC. It's not a suburb, all right? And everyone parties in Arlington. It's crazy. But now I've moved out to Leesburg, which Leesburg is lovely, but it's way out here. In my backyard, I used to look over the 7-Eleven where like everybody was out and about, like you could pick up a prostitute. The guys at 7-Eleven were always getting robbed. They wouldn't give $1 to anyone. It's like, guys, I think you could give them the till here. I mean, isn't it worth? They would try to rob that place. And the guys at 7-Eleven wouldn't even flinch. They'd be like, what do you want? And then they would fight the gunman. It was the craziest shit over. And, in Arlington, right, it's all bougie, but yet you would go to this 7-Eleven on Wilson Boulevard and you would see the most redneck people. You'd be like, where have you driven from? Well, turns out they came in from Herndon. They were doing some sort of plumbing gig. It was the most colorful, eclectic group of people. All right, so now I'm in the suburbs, okay? Leesburg. Now, my backyard, I look out to a couple of deer, and you guys know, my balcony is adjacent to a guy who smokes a pack of cigarettes a day and has a fat cat that has diabetes. Do you want to know how the cat can be cured of diabetes? How about you feed it less? All right. But I have to hear about this all the time. So now, I'm a soccer mom. My husband coaches soccer. So I have realized, though, that I never should be wearing jeans to a soccer game. You want to know why? I don't own nearly enough athleisure wear. All the moms out here, no one fucking wears jeans. They all wear Lululemon athleisure wear. These tight pants, by the way, don't these pants cut off your circulation on your calves? They do mine. How are these women? I showed up yesterday because it was, by the way, 60 degrees. I was freezing. I'm all bundled up. I'm in a pair of jeans thinking that will kind of keep me warmer, right? Everyone there is wearing their fabulous Lululemon, their tennis shoes, and they're looking me up and down like, who's this girl that never got the memo? Why are you wearing jeans? Okay, so I had no idea that as a soccer mom and any sort of youth sports mom, you're not supposed to wear jeans. Like you're supposed to be wearing your athleisure wear. I don't know nearly enough athleisure wear. I think I own a pair of wide leg sweatpants. That does not fit in. Loud leggings. How come no one told me I'm supposed to get loud in leggings? How come? Oh my God. Everson is laughing hysterically. Everson, it was so embarrassing because, you have to sit on the side of the team. First of all, I don't want to sit. It's 9 a.m. in the fucking morning. Okay. I've only had 1 cup of coffee, a few bites of toast. I want to ease into the Sunday morning, right? But all the moms, all the parents, they all sit together. We've all got to sit together. We've all got our chairs. Here I am in thick jeans. I look absolutely like it's like a movie where the kid is like a dork, and finally gets invited to the party. That's how I felt. I felt so out of place. They're all wearing fabulous leggings, Lululemon jackets, Lululemon hats. So anyway, I'm trying to, make small talk. None of my outfit matches. I got my Hokas on. I've got my blue jeans. I've got some sort of camo coat. It's like, girl, where do you come from? Anyway, I'm struggling to fit in out here in the suburbs. I will tell you that. It is rough. Definitely. I need a whole new look, and I need a kid to drop off to these soccer meets at 8 in the morning. God, and I don't know. You guys know I'm working on having a child with Schman, but then I think, fuck. And when I posted about how early the soccer games were, people were like, girl, that's nothing. My kid swims and they have to be there at 5 a.m. 5 a.m.? Oh, the last I checked, like a pool could be open at 11 a.m. Why do the kids have to be there at 5 a.m.? Like, what are they going to learn swimming at 5 a.m.? They don't need to be there that early. That's crazy to me. Oh, God. You'd fit it out here in, where are you in, what's P. Willie? Where's that? Everson is saying the funniest part that you said was the part about your circulation cutting off. Okay, I wear these tight Lululemon pants. They're so, first of all, they're so fucking constricting, right? Okay, it's like walking around with a, head to toe set of Spanx. Do you know how awful that is? They're so tight. My calves ache. I probably have COVID. It's nuts. Yeah. Oh, Prince William County. Okay. Yeah. God, I have so much to do to fit in, in the suburbs. I really do. It's just really, but it begins with my outfits, which are not nearly athleisure wear enough. I don't know what I'm going to do though. No one shows up they don't even have, because Lululemon sells the wide leg sweatpants. People don't wear those here though. Everything is so tight, and no one wears socks. It's 55 degrees out. I've got wool socks on. Nobody wears those. They all seem to go and show up in Nike shoes with no socks on. Hello, aren't your toes freezing? Is no one else cold out here in Leesburg? Anyway, I'm adjusting to Leesburg. I am adjusting. And like I said, it used to be everybody in my building was under the age of 35 years old. Now I get downstairs in the parking lot. People are walking their grandparents. It's like, where are all the young, hot people moving in? They're not. Everyone's got a dog out here. They let it shit everywhere. And everybody's walking their grandparents. Okay. I got to talk about Paris Hilton documentary here. I do want to remind you, I'm doing a fabulous giveaway. I partnered up with Dr. Will Neem from Horizon Fibroids and with David Gorman Insurance. You guys, if you do one thing today, go to my Instagram. Go to the Sarah Fraser Show Instagram. I'm trying to put on a show for you every single day there. But one of the things is we're giving away a fabulous giveaway. You need to like and share this. Who wants an MCM handbag? We all do. This handbag is so fabulous. I just got it in the mail to ship to you. It's beautiful. It's like large crossbody. It's super fall. It's gorgeous. And then this is, by the way, a $500 giveaway, over $500. On top of that, for all you coffee lovers, we did an entire coffee blowout. Look at this, multiple coffee mugs, coffee that you can make, a whipper. So you can have fabulous, like custom made, almost Starbucks like whip on top. Okay, look at this. And then I love the creamer. The creamer, by the way, is like plastic surgery. It's like plastic surgery in a container. It's amazing. What is it, Alyssa? I can't even remember. What is it? It's like collagen. It's a collagen creamer. How great does that sound? Put that in, and then will all of our wrinkles go away? I sure hope so. And I'm going to take it because I haven't been able to have Botox or any plastic surgery for 2 years from trying to get pregnant. I'm telling you. Do we really think that the Botox and a little bit of filler is going to hurt the kid? Because I'm ready. Oh, and here's the second chance prize. $50 gift card to Bloomingdale. So all you've got to do, you follow David Gorman, you follow Dr. Will, you follow the Sarah Fraser Show. Tag a friend you want to have coffee with. Boom, you're entered. We're giving it away. The drawing is like a week from this Wednesday. And then you share any of these images on your IG story. You're entered to win a $50 gift card. 2 prizes being given away. You have to do that. All right. On Wednesday, we're going to talk. AJ's going to be back on the show. AJ and I had brunch yesterday. Both of our men were there. I can't wait for her to assess like our guys hanging out. It's so interesting, isn't it? Like when you bring your girlfriend out to like have lunch, like your husband's meet, it's just so fun to see them interact. Like I love watching dudes interact. And Schman loves bros. And he gets really upset. I go, there's 2 things you love, Marvel and men. Like, and he always like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what you love other dudes. He does. He grew up with 2 other brothers. He never had a sister. Schman is comfortable with other men. He loves to bro out. He's always in track pants. He bros out in these track pants, or, now he's in his very skinny jeans and John Varvatos tops because that's what Howard Stern wears. So, here I am shopping at TJ Maxx. I don't know why. He's at John Varvatos at Tyson's too. I don't know why the fuck I'm trying to save us money. I should be dressed way better. Anyway, I'm dying to get AJ's take on what their interaction was like because it was a very funny brunch. So we'll have that on Wednesday. And what was I going to promote? Anything else? No, the MCM giveaway. You guys need that. AJ and I had brunch. She'll be back on Wednesday. Paris Hilton documentary. I want to hit this really quick. And then guys, thank you so much for listening to this show. One of the best things, you all are writing amazing reviews on iTunes, especially with the name change. I appreciate you being patient with that as we rebrand. Go to The Sarah Fraser Show. You can even just search Sarah Fraser on iTunes. Hit 5 stars. Tell me what you love about the podcast. I love that you guys listen, try to give you interesting guests and the biggest scoop in Hollywood. And speaking of the biggest scoop, 2 things. Welcome to Plathville. Welcome to Plathville. I love the show, as I mentioned at the top of the show. It's back November 10th with a brand new season 2. Olivia Plath and I we're good friends. You know what I'm just going to say? We're good friends now. We talk a lot over DM. So there was a big rumor, a big story out that they have cut off Olivia and Ethan. Ethan Plath is the parents. He's one of the sons, the oldest sons, right? That they've cut off all contact with the parents to try to save their marriage. Had a really great conversation with her. She wants people to know that it's way less dramatic than the press is saying. But you're going to see a lot more of their relationship, them working on their marriage. I love these 2 together. I'm rooting for them so hard. She is amazing. She gave us the biggest tell-all interview, which is on my YouTube page. And she so open, so candid. Kim Plath, by the way, is the mom. Kim and Barry. Oh my God, they're a treat. So this season, you're going to see 3 different households. Mika Plath, who is the son who's modeling. And if you're not following him on Instagram, oh my God, his Instagram account is fire. He's like in no clothes. Thank you. And Mariah, remember Mariah, the aspiring singer? Those 2 moved out and got their own place. These 2 have their own house. And then Kim and Barry are with the other 18 kids or whatever they have. And these 2 apparently are barred from having any time with the younger kids because they're allegedly a bad influence. Okay. Well, I'll take this bad influence. I love these 2. Anyway, she wanted everybody to know their marriage is in much better shape than what's being portrayed in the press. So there's a little scoop for you. Who watched the Paris Hilton documentary? Did anybody watch the Paris Hilton documentary? It's out right now on YouTube. A lot of people having a very hard time figuring out where to find it. It's free on YouTube. So you can bring it up on your television at home like I do. We have a smart TV. I'm sure most of you have a smart TV. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your computer. I'm getting a lot of shit right now on TikTok for this because I reviewed the documentary and I gave it a 3 out of 5 on my TikTok. And I'll tell you why. Without giving away too many spoilers, but I do think in the press, like Paris has kind of revealed a lot. She suffers a traumatic incident at a private school that she went to that her parents sent her away to when she was getting in trouble. This documentary is being like paraded everywhere, that it's so revealing and, you know, that you find out all these things. Yes, you do. You find out this incident that happened to her in high school that she never talked about, but I just didn't find it all that revealing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's like, maybe because the minute I see that people come from like rich lineages of family, I'm just sort of less interested in their story. Anyway, I just found it to be completely sad. You guys, here's a woman, 39 years old, almost 40 years old. The only person that comes on to talk about her character and her life is her sister. It's like, don't you have any friends? All these years in Hollywood, don't you have dear friends that could come on, talk about your character, your struggle? There's not a friend. In fact, the filmmaker asks her, who are your friends? She goes, my fans. And they're like, okay, like the people you just met in the airport. Yes, I live for them. But they don't know you. Like, it was so, I actually found it very sad to watch. She's also, now people on TikTok are telling me that she's been very open, that she refuses to go to therapy because she doesn't trust anyone. You guys, this documentary is worth watching because it's shocking that someone I find is now at a point in her life, 40 years old, right? You hope at 40, you're beginning to figure your life out. No one asks her, hey, have you thought about therapy? I have a great relationship therapist for you. She dates men who abuse her. And she talks about that, have hit her in the past, choked her, threatened her. In fact, she's on camera with a guy who she has a huge DJ gig. He gets hammered before the gig and wants to fight with her. What? You don't see this as a pattern that you want to fix? The filmmaker never, like if I were filming her, I go, hey girl, do you think, like, how about we have a therapy session in your documentary and we discuss this? No one even asks her that. And in fact, she has to buy a new laptop for every boyfriend because they hack into her laptop and look at all her stuff, look at her finances, read her emails. What? You're 40 years old. 40 years old and you're still doing, They show, oh my God, you guys, you do have to watch the documentary. I give it a 3 out of 5, but it's like a 5 out of 5 of you should watch. But then I want to know your thoughts. They show stacks after stacks of laptops that she has. And it's just like, what? Every boyfriend, she has to buy a brand new Apple. AJ and I were saying, could you send us one? I mean, why don't you, are you donating these? Because they break in. And then she puts spy cameras in her stuffed animals at her house with every boyfriend because she's worried about what they're going to do. Your choices of men are fucked up. You're telling me you can't find another heiress, another hotel heiress who's not spying on you, who has confidence? What? I mean, there's nobody in Hollywood today. It's a very bizarre documentary. Michelle says, it left me wanting more, like more depth, more info. I agree with you, Michelle. Definitely sad, but felt like just scraping the surface. It is also bizarre that she doesn't have actual friends. Super sad. I agree. Because most of these documentaries, Michael Jordan, okay? The Michael Jordan documentary, which The Last Dance is a must watch. It's in my top 5 of best documentaries of all time, okay? It's insane. It's so good. He has friends. He has friends on camera, like coach friends, player friends. His mom. What? By the way, and Rick Hilton, her father, refuses to be on. What about her brother Conrad? Do they speak? We don't know. We don't know. It's just her, and she's obsessed with making money. She's worth $300 million, says she won't stop till she has $1 billion. The fuck? $1 billion? How about we work on our own happiness and inner peace? Michelle wants to know where she's finding these men. They're 10 times more dramatic than she is. I agree. Aren't you tired of the drama? I couldn't live like that. Also, by the way, she's worth $300 million. When I'm worth $300 million, I'm going to sleep with the security. There's no security around. At night, she can't sleep. She's an insomniac, she says. She's up all night because she has the same nightmare over and over that someone's going to come into her house, kidnap her out of her bedroom, and take her away, right? How about you splurge on a couple of security guys that sleep in the room with you? I would want that sleep. It's just, to me, and again, does she have security that sleeps with her nonstop? This documentary was maddening to me. I need answers. I have zero sympathy for her. I mean, I have empathy for I do have empathy, but I'm going to be honest with you. Sarah, I agree with you. And why is that? Why do you have less empathy? Why do I have less empathy for wealthy people? That's terrible. They're humans too. They're humans too. I mean, it's I don't want to hear Jeff Bezos bitch, you're worth $200 billion. But that's not right. The poor guy has the same complaints we all do. God, but you know what? It's not about the money. It's about being genuine. And there's something about her, even in that documentary. People are praising her. And maybe it's me, you guys. And you can write to me. You can always DM me at The Sarah Fraser Show on Instagram. You can email me, thesarahfrasershow@gmail.com. Maybe it's me, but I just felt that she wasn't genuine, even though people think that. Just me, I guess. All right. There are my thoughts. Guys, love you. Thank you for listening. 4 brand new episodes I drop every single week of The Sarah Fraser Show. And this week we have some really good ones. So AJ will be back on Wednesday. On Thursday, Roya Mattis is a transformational coach, but she also works with independent, successful women who are having a hard time attracting and finding and keeping love. This podcast will blow your mind because 3 listeners submitted their stories and are going to be live on the show. And Roya talks them through what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and how they can find love. And I'm going to tell you, if you are single, first of all, if you're single as a woman or a man, this episode, you are going to eat up. It is so good. It is so juicy. It drops on Thursday. I'm going to drop it today on Patreon. $5 a month on Patreon. You get 2 additional podcast episodes and a video, and you get early access to shows. If you are feeling desperate right now in your life, I never can keep a partner. I can't attract the right woman. I can't attract the right man. What am I doing right? Roya will blow your mind. She's a relationship expert and transformational coach who worked 800 hours under Tony Robbins and Brendan Burchard. And these guys, oh my God. She like the shit she was saying, I was actually nervous and sweating for the women that she was coaching. It was intense. So it's going up right now, patreon.com/HeyFrase, just $5. Become a member of the Patreon community. And there's going to be some really good things that are going to be popping up there first. So I appreciate you. And it's one of the ways, by the way, I support the show, pay guests to be on. So your $5 contribution means a ton. Go there today. And then tomorrow, of course, the latest in pop culture news. So much happens overnight. You get to hear it first. And I'm trying to always get you the scoop on things too. All right, guys, love you so much. Share the show with someone who has never heard of TSFS. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.